But yeah, I mean, day one, I'm excited to be here, excited to see all these games. I'm excited to be commentating with you
Oh,
as
thank you.
well.
I'm excited to be commentating with you, Jake. I know you've done a lot of, or a bit of commentary. I've seen your name before, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I kind of do things. But yeah, getting into it, we have cleaning crew versus non-binary fuss, and I want to preference this for the viewers is that game one has already been taken by non-binary fuss due to just the other team taking too much time getting into the lobby. They weren't able to see the room with the pool, so we're going back to the primitive days of friend codes for this set.
True. Sometimes that happens. That's why when you start low ink, you really got to be on top of things, you know. You got to know what time the tournament starts. You got to have your whole team ready to go. Otherwise, things like this happen, and the technicality loses you the first match, and it's sometimes frustrating, sometimes sad to see, but that's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, just being ready, being on top of everything is a huge part in being able to win, especially in an era of low ink that's a lot more, I guess, competitive. Oh, you see a lot more teams trying to fight for, the win. You see teams come out of nowhere. This is definitely this era of low ink is harder to win than in past years.
Gotcha. That's an interesting viewpoint. I guess I'm somewhat recent to competitive Splatoon, as in I've only been doing it for a year, maybe 2 years, which is recent in my time because I know a lot of people who've been doing this for like half a decade, and I think that's amazing that competitive Splatoon has come that far. But for me, this just seems like, another day in low ink.
Yeah, no, I've been in I haven't really been in the competitive community for that long. But I've known people who have been in it for longer than that, and everyone I've talked to has said that this era of low ink is definitely a lot harder to win because it's all the teams have just grown in general, especially with Splatoon 3 coming out. And I've heard a lot of different things about that. It's interesting to see how the growth of the community and the growth of the skill floor, or sort of like the skill floor and the skill ceiling, has been over the past year or so, especially since Splatoon 3 has come out, the best-selling game. A lot more people have been exposed to this competitive community. It's been so interesting to see it grow.
Oh, that's so interesting. Like, I know there were a lot of people playing for Splatoon 2, but I'm also aware that Splatoon 3 has surpassed that in many ways with its sales, with its general online popularity, and it's really exciting that it seems like with every new Splatoon game we're getting more people into competitive, and I'm really excited about that. I know a lot of people are kind of being downers about Splatoon 3, the Grand Fest ending and getting no more updates, but I was listening to the Popcast on my way to work this morning, and Popgun was really enthusiastic, yeah, that might be over, but we still got our locals, we still got the small grassroots movements happening, getting more people into the game, and there's still things to be excited about. There's still tournaments and competitions that we should be really excited about.
Yeah, 100%. That's especially true, as I think here we are switching games because I guess reasons.
It looks like Cleaning Crew did not end up showing up to the match, at least not all of the team members, which is unfortunate. Another loss due to just not being prepared, and that's how it goes,
Yeah, so this one is Too Many Chumps versus the IRS. Usually don't want to fight those guys, but IRS has taken game one. We are middle of the set because of everything that has happened, so hopefully, I believe game two is under the way. Oh, well, there we go.
Oh, yes, I'm seeing IRS has gone 2-0 against Too Many Chumps, so this set goes to them. Unfortunate we couldn't see any of it, but we're doing our best. We're trying to be flexible here.
Yeah. However,
Oh, is it play all 3? Just
Yeah.
kidding. I'm wrong. We get another one.
Yeah, we do get to see them play. It is play all 3 in this first day for groups, so we will get to see that tower control Mako Mart game. And 6, what are your thoughts on this map?
Tower control Mako Mart. There's a lot of choke points on Mako Mart. I'm not gonna lie. I don't love it as a front line because there's a lot of good places for backlines to stand and just shoot at me. So, not my favorite map mode, but for people who are really enthusiastic about tower, this is a good tower control map.
Oh yeah, 100%. I see where you're coming from with that. I like the map. I think it's a really balanced map, but I can see, where those choke points have an issue, and it's hard to get to backliners unless you flank and stuff. I can see both sides of the coin there. But I mean, when it comes to Mako Mart, the key for this map is specifically that second checkpoint. This is one of those maps that there's one certain checkpoint that's hard to break through, but if you break through it, you get like a push that's enough to get you the win if you're able to defend well. And that second checkpoint is just that check that you would try and get past, but it's very hard to get past. But once you get past it, you're set up for a solid push.
To get that checkpoint, you really need to be on top of things. You need to get all those picks. You need to have that area, surrounded in your paint. You need to be up in the enemy spawn. Otherwise, you're just not going to get past it. It's a very aggressive point that you need to hold. But you're right. Once you get that, you've got the game set, really. Yeah,
100%. And it'll be interesting to see comp-wise. I want to say that Too Many Chumps will be running Super Chumps.
Maybe.
Yeah. It'd kind of be fake advertising if they don't, and I'd prefer not to go down that route. So yeah, just play Chumps.
Yeah, liars in our low ink? Never.
No. There's no way people would lie on the internet.
On the internet, of all things.
Yeah.
That's where people have the most integrity, I feel.
Obviously. Nobody would lie or cheat or do other things like that.
Or steal things,
Yeah. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see specifically, I guess, what comps come out. Especially if they do play Chumps, it'll be interesting to see what TMC is able to do and kind of... Because a lot of the Chump weapons, they're decent, but, the kits aren't that good. I mean, the sub weapons are usually useful, but they don't really combine well with the Chumps itself. I mean, the only weapon I can think of that has a decent kit overall with Chumps, I think, is the Orange Zap, because that has the auto bomb, I believe. Yeah, and I mean, auto bomb's really good in general for just scoping out competition, especially if say the other team has a carbon or something like that, a weapon that would usually shark. That's a good counter pick special or sub.
Yeah, it looks like we're being told that the chump weapon of choice is a gold dynamo, which is a niche pick, I would say, because dynamo itself is such a larger, slower weapon that I feel sometimes it finds it a hard time to just paint. It needs to stay back so often to be able to get any picks or to see the rest of the map, because it's slower. But Chumps is really useful for the roller itself because you can just go through it so easily. It paints that area and you can just, swim through, give space for your team.
Yeah, 100%. Chumps are definitely useful, but it's very situational where you see them, because some maps Chumps are just an afterthought. Plus they're so easy to break that it's usually mainly, there's the chance that you can get a kill based on decoy or sharking in the Chumps, but I mean most likely they'll put their focus on quickly breaking the ones around them and then just painting over the other ones. So, but it'll be interesting to see how TMC is able to use those Chumps to their advantage. Maybe they push up as they use the Chumps to be able to get those sharking plays, or maybe they'll just, they'll have a bomb. They'll use splat bombs around the Chumps to try and catch any unsuspecting people off guard. It's very interesting because you don't usually see people play Chumps much.
And I'm thinking specifically for tower control, you really have to use them aggressively. It's not like it's Splat zones where you can use them to just paint the zone. You have to use them to hold space. And in tower control, the space you want to hold is in front of the tower. So those chumps are got to be used in an aggressive way.
Especially when you have 3 of them.
Oh,
That is definitely. I mean, they're definitely living up to their name. I would say we see here CDS quickly going down. I did not expect them to go triple jumps.
that's true. We saw that one of the chump weapons was the gold dynamo, but you know what? They gotta live up to their name. They gotta have 3 weapons with super chumps. And looks like right now the super chumps are out for the side of Too Many Chumps. They are getting a lot of space in mid here. It is almost entirely blue, with IRS trying to just keep their side painted. They did push up the tower a little bit, but it did not go too far.
Yeah. We see here that 52 is able to get onto the right stack. That's big for mainly just a lot of space control in that area. As we see that the IRS is able to get that first checkpoint, and when that bubble, they should be able to get pretty much past that first checkpoint to go down on the side of TMC, meaning that IRS is able to get that first checkpoint, and they are able to get a couple more picks. There's someone in their spawn, I'm pretty sure. It's the 52 pulling out the killer whale and able to push up here, doing 52 things, getting another pick, staying behind the enemy, and they're trying to get that pencil. They are able to, and that's a wipeout, and that's that second check down as well for IRS.
Yeah, they just have to keep this area, and with this crack in here, that's going to be an easy thing to do. There are still all 4 members of TMC up, but oh, they do get the tower. They do get this painted blue. They are taking it back as one member of IRS is down right now. Looks like they're still being pretty aggressive here, getting picks off of TMC from the back, but as the 52 does down.
Yeah, and that's another one down as well. That's 2 down. That's 3 down on the side of IRS. And Too Many Chumps, they have a lot of paint control here on mid. Obviously, the issue is that, you know, they keep letting the other team get behind them. But otherwise, they've had like a decent amount of control on mid. They have the paint output to be able to do that with the dynamo plus the zap and that pencil. That's a lot of paint on your team. You see, they're trying to just ring around the rosy around that pillow there, but unable to get much. We do see that CDS is trying to get behind IRS. They are unfortunately picked off there, but that took the attention away from the rest of the team there.
And now it seems like kind of a stalemate in mid right here. We see IRS able to hold their area pretty well, and they really don't have to take this tower right now. They've got the lead. They got it pushed up to 6. Too Many Chumps not able to get this tower back, though, unfortunately. All 4 members are up, but as I say that, 2 go down on both sides. Seems like a lot of trading here in mid.
Yeah, and I mean, the big thing here has been that 52 for the IRS. They really haven't been stopped much. We see the range able to get 1, trying to go for the other, trying to go for the zap there as well, able to get the zap. The range is trying to get behind them as well, trying to get something, but unfortunately picked off by the dynamo. However, the dynamo is really the only enemy. We see here the CDS is able to get behind them and get jumps behind them. And they're able to get 2. They're able to get both the 52 and the pencil. That's actually pretty big. Last one jumping out there. There's 1 on their stack here. That's the range still just being a nuisance up there. But otherwise, that's pretty much the only one. Never mind, they are able to actually get jumps behind them. So that'll be huge for the IRS here. TMC is 3 down.
Yeah, that was really impressive. There were only 2 members up of TMC, but because they were able to jump behind the tower, they were able to kind of throw IRS off. They didn't know exactly where to look, and now members of Too Many Chumps are still all over the map here. They are trying to get IRS out of this area, not finding it easy though. They are kind of stuck in the back corner. IRS able to get some sodas here, able to paint a little bit more. They get a pick. Oh, but the mini gets taken down right there.
Yeah, but we see here that they are in a good spot here. They have a lot of defense. All they really have to do is paint for most of their specials here, and they should be able to just quickly end the game. As we see the pencil unfortunately going down, they were put in a bad spot there. The chumps coming out from the CDS, they're gonna push in with those chumps. They are able to get the pick, and the bubble comes out from the side of the mini. They're able to get that they're able to get the tower rider down. However, the other two members there are still playing around the tower. They're able to get tower control here, but with 10 seconds left, they have to push it all the way down to 6 points to be able to win this.
Ooh, and all 4 members of IRS are still up. They look to be hiding behind this wall here as the Kraken comes out, and not much you can do against the Kraken as it gets on tower. All members of TMC had to jump off to be safe, but they lost control of the tower by doing that. This match point goes to IRS.
Yeah, and I mean, that Kraken, what can you do about it? You really can't do anything there. You can try and push it away. You can hide from it, you can run from it, but it will always come and get on your tower right at overtime. Unfortunately, from the side of the
but
yes,
as you said,
that is able to get IRS going up 3-0 against TMC. It was interesting to see the triple jump play, but unfortunately I don't think that was that was the best comp. But I love the dedication to the name.
I mean, yeah, I feel like Chumps themselves, as we were saying, they are a bit situational, but there are ways definitely that they can work. I'm just thinking here, maybe not as much. It really needed to be paired with an aggressive team comp, and it just seemed like the CDS was the only one really being aggressive on their team.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%. They were trying to be aggressive, but there was only one weapon that was actually really being aggressive, and the most you saw is people dying and then getting jumping to that CDS to get behind people. We saw from IRS they were constantly in the base of TMC. They were really just playing super aggressively, and that's what worked for that comp because they had a decently aggressive comp. I mean, you have the range that's able to play forward and poke under ledges. You have that 52, which can do 52 things. I mean, overall, that comp was pretty well balanced.